Hello guys, and welcome back to another karting video. Now this has got to be one of the best races I have had for a long time. If you do enjoy this video, drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. But yeah, we've got a wet track, completely circling track, and slick tyres, and a three-way battle for the lead pretty much throughout the whole race. So we are underway now, just getting on the inside of Orange Booties. Here on the left we've got Tyler, who qualified on pole position, but we couldn't quite make it stick on Orange Booties there, and he does manage to get ahead of us. And as we get sprayed with water there going through the puddle on the track, and you can just see how wet this track is, absolutely drenched, and we are on slick tyres here, so managing the car and keeping it composed through this race is definitely a challenge, but it was so much fun, and especially on this new Hull Karting layout as well, as we close up quite a bit now under that braking zone into that left-right chicane. So first half of this lap gone quite well, managed to keep our position as Orange Booties takes a dive down the inside there. Does Tyler manage to get the switch back? He's got the inside for this next bend, but he's had to concede the position, but Orange Booties going quite wide there. Tyler really pressuring him now, and this is really good for us to catch up to these two guys. So Orange Booties now taking over the lead of the race, followed by Tyler, followed by us in third place. Not too sure who is behind me at this point. There was quite a lot of battling, and I think a couple of spins behind us, so not too sure, but coming across the line there with a 1:06.49, and now just trying to concentrate as I take a look over my shoulder just to check if I need to defend down into here, but I think we've got a little bit of breathing room, and we can now concentrate on catching up to Tyler and Jack and potentially take over second or first place here as they start battling quite a lot coming into the left-right chicane, and the battling, and that's allowing us to catch up really well here, but not quite enough to make a move. But Tyler's now got the inside. Orange Booties, nice fair racing from him, and goes into the puddle on the left, which allows us to close up once again, but we can't do anything at that part of the track in terms of overtaking. Orange Booties going very wide again, allowing Tyler to almost get alongside him. We're going to take a nice wide line, see if we can get a better exit than these two guys ahead. And we do seem to have a nice drive out of here. The side-by-side going into the S's, but Orange Booties managed to stay ahead once again, and we are very close compared to the last lap. But definitely struggling there with that first corner, could not hook that corner up at all in this race, but nevertheless we are coming down into now turn 4. Orange Booties going quite wide again, looking over his shoulder, going defensive. That now allows Tyler a little bit of a cutback and allows us to close up again. The side-by-side once again going into this left-right chicane here, and taking a very slow line here, allows us to dive down the inside, take second position off Tyler. Can we get first? This is going to be a 2-in-1. We are up into first place, and we shut that door. Accidentally slid a little bit too wide there into the side of Jack, Mr. Orange Booties. Just held my hand up to apologise. Wasn't expecting the car to kind of drift that far, and did give him a tap in the side there, but I think all fair racing anyway. But coming down into the S's to finish the third lap, we are now in first position against Orange Booties, Tyler, Eddie, and this high caliber field. So feeling pretty good at this point that I've managed to keep up with these guys that are usually storming off in the lead. But this race isn't over yet as we come down into turn 4, an absolutely terrible corner taken by me there, which has allowed Orange Booties to get a far better exit and try and move down the inside here, and we do get tapped in the side there, but manage to keep the first position and don't lose any time. I think that's damaged his race more than it has us, so it'll give us a little bit more breathing room. And you can see there just a car, I believe that is Tyler, right behind us now, so we go defensive down into here, try not get in the water there, and take that quite nicely, and a smooth application of the power just to take the exits of these corners nice and smooth and limit the amount of oversteer we're getting. As we now come around one of the penultimate corners of the lap, we have managed to maintain our first position as we come now into the S's, taking this quite nicely, a nice tight line into here, coming across the line to finish the fourth lap. And we do a 1:03.23, but take that first corner very badly, and that's allowed Tyler now to come on the inside. We're side by side going down into turn 4, but manage still to get just ahead of him and take that quite well, and we need to now think of driving this fairly defensively so Tyler does not get by us, and we're coming down into the left-right chicane here, so I don't think there's any moves going to happen here, but we do get quite a bad left turn there. Kart front end just not gripping at all, but Tyler does not manage to get by us at all there. You can see him side by side almost creeping in there as well, but again another lap and we have managed to fend these guys off quite well, even with a few little mistakes in this lap. So taking a nice line as dive bomb Davison. Tyler comes down the inside, but we do manage to hang it around the outside. Do we? Not quite. We're side by side going through these S's now, but we do have to ultimately concede. And a great bit of driving, but this also now allows Orange Booties. Where's he come from again? And we're back down into third, but we do get a little bit of a switch back. We're side by side again, coming down into turn 4. We're going to have the inside line for turn 4. Orange Booties tries to go around the outside, and what a race this is. This is absolutely brilliant racing. We try and go around the normal wet racing line there and manage to get the traction as Orange Booties takes the inside line where there's not a lot of grip, and we're closing up quite well again to Tyler. He takes a look over his shoulder. He knows he's got a poor exit out of that corner, but unfortunately couldn't quite do anything at this stage in the race. He takes a nice line through there, gets a really nice exit. But yeah, can actually take a breath now. This is an absolutely incredible race. So now we have Tyler in front in first position, and we've got the infamous Orange Booties behind us. So not where you want to be, but we are going to fight for this second position, and even if we can get back up into first position. So we come across the line to start the 7th lap, previous lap of a 1:03.32. Just could not get this first corner as Orange Booties now takes over second place yet again and sprays us with all that water from that puddle. And we are coming down now into this tricky middle hairpin, having to take that wider line for the wet conditions, but we do manage to take that quite well, and this is going to allow us to get a nice drive down here and take this left-right chicane quite well as well compared to those guys in front of us, but not managing to close up too much just yet as Orange Booties maybe thought of a move down there, thought better of it and backed out of that. But this is a nice position to be in if these guys ahead start fighting once again. Orange Booties taking a nice wide line, trying to get a great exit out of here. We try and copy him and get a good exit ourselves, coming down into the S's, trying to keep it nice and tight, pushing wide just a little bit, and don't get a great drive through the S's there as we come across the line doing a 1:02.48. Actually take the first corner quite well this time, and coming down into turn 4. Is there anything that we can do here to try and close this gap? Not really. The gap kind of stays where it is, as if you watch in front now, Orange Booties trying to go down the inside but gets all out of shape on the exit. That really allows us to catch up once more. It looks like Tyler's going to go for a move down the inside into the left-right chicane. He's given the space by Orange Booties, but can we get down the inside once again? We are alongside Tyler here. We get the inside line for the right-hander now, but he is there and also takes the inside line, and we try and get a bit of a switchback. We don't quite get the drive out that we need for that switchback. So close to taking back second place, but we're going to give it another go by going wide into the entry of that corner, trying to get a nice exit again, which would seem to do, but on this corner here, just could not get the kart to grip at the front and really push wide. You can just see how much time that has lost us coming into the fast part of the track here. And take that first corner again, not very good at all, actually clipping the barrier on the left hand side there, and coming down into turn 4, nothing really that we can do here. We take that equally as well as the guys ahead, but not closing up at all really. And the same here, this is actually quite nice, managing to keep the oversteer in check and get a nice bit of power as there is a yellow flag now, so just backing off to half race speed here until we get by the incident just around this corner, which is now being cleared up, and we are racing once again. Jack and Tyler get a good exit and a good launch from the yellow flag there. So now we're back racing, and we just need to try and concentrate and bring this gap down to the front, but you can see just gone round that right-hander there that there is a back marker that we are now approaching, so definitely something is going to come into play as we come across the line to start the 10th lap. And you can see just ahead, Jack and Tyler are approaching that back marker, so really hoping at this point that slows them down, but I think that back marker has been very, very generous, lets them by and also lets me by as well, so thank you to him. Some good race etiquette, so a quick thumbs up to him just to thank him for that. And now we are concentrating once more to try and close down first and second place. We take this left-right chicane quite nicely and gain a little bit of time, I think, back there. Take that quite nicely as well, grabbing the concrete on the apex where the grip is. But even though we've done that quite well, it does appear to be that Jack and Tyler up front are gapping us very, very slightly. So just trying to do anything that I can, take some different lines around here. But I think they're trying to make a move down into the S's. Doesn't quite work, but that is allowing us to catch up just a little bit as they start battling once again. And they are trying all sorts of different things to get by each other as we now do a 101, and they are now stuck behind this back marker, which brings us back into the mix once again as Orange Booties tries to go down the inside and it really on his bumper now. So we've got Tyler ahead of us, Orange Booties there in the middle of the track. He goes down the inside of the back marker. Tyler hits his bumper and goes wide. That allows us to get up into second place. We close off the door on the left hand side, but now the back marker trying to force Orange Booties into the barrier there. A bit kind of dirty from him, but we try and go down the inside of the back mark and we do quite nicely, so we don't lose that much time there. But we are now up into second place once again. This is some fantastic racing. 11 laps into this 20 lap race as Orange Booties goes quite wide again there. We follow his line through here, quite a lot of grip on that inside surprisingly enough as well, so get a nice drive through there. But you can see he's just got either a better exit out of there and he's starting to pull away down this straight. Coming into turn one, quite a slow on entry. I've noticed there that Orange Booties does to optimise the exit there, so definitely something I need to work on. You can see how much time is kind of gained from me there. Kind of a nice slow entry into that first corner and a better exit out of it, so definitely something to try next time I come to this track in the wet. But as you can see, Orange Booties now just gapping us slightly, but we do have Tyler still behind us. We take this quite nicely. A little bit of oversteer on the exit just to correct, but not too much time lost. Coming now into this left-hander, going to cover off the inside from Tyler and get a pretty nice drive out of here. And now just need to concentrate, take these last few corners quite nicely and see where we can get to once we cross the start-finish line to start the 13th lap, as Jack Orange Booties goes a little bit wide there, allows us to close up quite nicely here through the S's actually. As we come across the start-finish line again, he takes that not as well as he did last time, really closing up once again to potentially battle Orange Booties for the lead. He goes defensive down into turn 4. We take a nice drive through here, keep the car nicely planted. He goes to the inside, cuts back a little bit, and we get a nice drive once again out of here down into this left-right chicane, and Orange Booties going defensive, which I thought compromised his line slightly on that right-hander, but he's managed to get a good exit and goes defensive once again, trying to mimic his lines here until we can do something at the start of the next lap. So trying to just maintain this gap at this point in time, as he makes quite a big uncharacteristic mistake, sliding off into the mud there. And as I try and get a good exit out of that last corner, completely caught napping with Tyler behind us, and now Tyler is back up into second place, and we've dropped down into third once again as we come across the line with a 102.74. Take this first corner quite nicely, actually managing to stay right on Tyler's bumper as we come now down into turn 4, but they both go defensive. Nothing that can really do there. Do manage to get a nice exit, but you can see that they've just absolutely got a fantastic exit and pulled a little bit of a gap to me on that turn 4 and turn 5. Look at that, they just immediately gapped me instantly there. So definitely some improvements it seems I need to make in those areas of the track, but We've now got a front row seat for this battle ahead as Orange Booties goes defensive. Tyler tries to get a bit of a cutback but doesn't quite work. Quite a nice smart drive from Jack. Orange Booties in front there as we're coming up to a back marker. Could this play any part in this race coming into the final part of this lap? Once again the back marker is holding them up slightly, which is going to allow us to kind of get back into this mix once more. Coming on to the 15th lap, we're closing up once again on this first turn, coming down into the 4th corner. Is there anything that we can do down into here? Everybody going on nice narrow line down into here. We actually clipped Tyler there in the back due to this slow speed of the back marker, and as we come down now into turn 5, we take this quite well, match the pace of the guys in front of us. Back again into this left right chicane. Tyler looking for a bit of a move down that left, couldn't quite make it work, which has allowed us to close up once again to this bumper here. This is absolutely some fantastic racing. There's Tyler dive bomb. Davison goes down the inside, pushes Orange Booties into the water, but he does manage to maintain his first place. It's absolutely some incredible racing in this wet conditions at Hull Karting tonight. This is absolutely brilliant as we try and now match these guys' pace in front of us. We come around into the S's once again, do that quite nicely, but you can see just the sheer speed and smoothness of those two guys in front. I just cannot match it down there. They seem to pull away every single time, and we're coming down once again into this nice heavy braking zone, taking a nice shallow line. It seems to be quite a lot of grip there in these wet conditions, but you can see they are just kind of gapping me now. I cannot stay with this pace when these two guys are out front, unfortunately, at this stage in the race. It was a bit unfortunate, but we are now getting pressured from behind. Eddie is now starting to attack, and so now changed from attacking to defensive driving as Tyler now goes try down the inside once again, but doesn't manage to make it stick, and Orange Booties maintains the lead of the race. As we now skip forward, coming onto the final lap, you can see Jack and Tyler just absolutely disappeared into the distance. I have had to completely change from attacking to defending. Eddie absolutely hounding me for these last 5 laps, managing to keep him behind, and yeah, unfortunately we couldn't keep that fight for first and second position going, but I needed to defend this 3rd position and go home with a podium. And yeah, what a race this has been. Definitely one of the best races I have had for a long time. So thank you to everybody involved in this race, and Hull Karting for obviously putting on another fantastic Wednesday open night race. And if you have got this far in the video, thank you very much to you for watching as well. Consider please liking the video and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. But for now, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.